Thank you to our great School of Journalism for hosting this forum, and congratulations on 100 years. I know from personal experience this is the greatest journalism school in the country. You've produced hundreds of hungry reporters who have come to Jeff City over the years to pester me. I would be remiss to be back on campus without acknowledging our number 6 ranked Mizzou Tigers, sitting at 2-0. My wife, Georgianne, and I are both Mizzou alums. My son, Jeremiah, is a sophomore here. Our eldest son is now a senior in high school. Our youngest son is a senior in high school and will be a freshman here next year. David, thank you for your moderating. And thanks to everyone else for attending the first of several important debates in the governor's race. We're all keenly aware of today's date. For the rest of our lives, September 11th will be more than just another day on the calendar. As a nation, we collectively pause and remember what it means to be an American. Today, I believe we should put partisan politics aside and focus not on what divides us as Democrats, Republicans, and others, but rather on what unites us as Missourians and as Americans. Today, Barack Obama and John McCain have agreed to put their attack ads and stump speeches on hold. And they've joined together today in a ceremony marking September 11th. I hope we can follow their lead and focus this debate on what's best for the people of Missouri, rather than necessarily what we think of each other. Now, we have a long campaign ahead of us. There will be plenty of opportunities to point out our differences. But today is not the right day for personal political attacks. That being said, I truly believe that our state is at a crossroads. We can either continue down the same road with the same old policies, or we can take the state in a new direction. For the past 16 years, I have served proudly as Missouri's Attorney General. We've protected consumers, stood up to greedy corporations, went after violent criminals, fought for strong sunshine laws, and restored the integrity of the Office of Attorney General. And we did so in a fiscally responsible way. Last year, saving and returning over $20 for every dollar appropriated to my office. But now, we have bigger challenges ahead. Now, as most of you know, I grew up in a small town, DeSoto, Missouri, in Jefferson County. And in this campaign, I traveled to a lot of small towns across our state, and bigger towns, and suburbs, and major cities. And the challenges that I hear from Missourians of all walks of life are stunningly similar. Healthcare costs are skyrocketing for those fortunate enough that they still have it. A college education is moving further and further out of reach of middle-class families. Missourians are worried about losing their jobs. Who can blame them? In the past year alone, Missouri has lost more jobs than all of our bordering states combined. There is no question that policies coming out of Washington and Jeff City have hurt Missouri families in these past few years and moved our state backwards. We need change. We must start moving forward again. In this campaign, I have offered a different vision, new, fresh ideas to bring about the change Missouri families need and deserve. Turning this economy around by strengthening our workforce, helping small businesses expand, and by investing in science and technology. Fixing our healthcare system, which starts by restoring the healthcare cuts that have hurt so many Missouri families, and making sure that every child in the Show Me State gets the quality education that they deserve. I look forward to discussing these ideas and many others with you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jay. Next, Gregory Thompson.
Hello. I like in Missouri to start out with a yeehaw. It's kind of nice that we're in God's country here. I am the Constitution Party candidate for the governor of Missouri, and right now standing with the best platform in the country. If we look to restore this nation back on the foundation of Jesus, that's not new, I know. We have an opportunity to turn our country back around. Anything less than that, we can listen to the things that for the last several decades we've witnessed the systematic assault against America's godly heritage As a result, we have had much corruption that's gotten worse each year. The moral decay in this country has affected everything that we have to do for families and for our country. I'm a statesman, not a politician. I walk it, I don't talk it. And we have to get past the rhetoric and start doing what's right. Not as a pragmatist that looks to do whatever they can get by with, ends justifying the means. We have to do it with the right reason, but with the right action because of our love for our children and them being at such risk right now. We're in a war for our children. I have a wife, Cindy. We have 9 children, 8 daughters and a son, and I have 18 grandchildren. My prayer also is for the 9/11 victims and their families, but also for the veterans right now that we've put in harm's way because of this, their families. We have many things that have gone against our Constitution. That's why we're called the Constitution Party, trying to restore those things on a document that's held longer than any country in the world. We had freedom of speech so that we could speak at such things. It wasn't freedom of expression so that we could protect a $10 billion industry in pornography. I saw more pornography signs being out there on the highway coming down here today than I've seen in years. We've done nothing about it to protect our families and our children. We've got to protect innocent life. No exceptions. We've got to put the sovereignty that our country started out in the right order so that we can become great again. The sovereignty of God, then the sovereignty of the people, the sovereignty of our state, then the sovereignty of the nation will be okay if those things are in order. We've gotten out of that order where the government thinks you serve them instead of them serving you. I propose to serve you again, to wash the feet of the people, to do those things that will protect the widows and orphans, the disabled veterans, the elderly, all that are in harm's way right now with our economy, with the things of energy that we have not taken a handle on. We need to take back control of those things. As long as we put the control in someone else's hands, we're going to suffer. My colleague here mentioned property rights. We need to protect property rights. That's one of our inalienable rights, a right given by God, not by a country that can give and take rights away from you. We have rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness because of God, not because of man. We got to get away from man taking charge of things. We got to protect the right to keep and bear arms, and the right to keep and bear arms. You know, you're saying, well, this guy, he's a minister. What's he talking about there? Was to protect our families and to protect ourselves against any tyranny that may come from a government. We have scoundrels in both parties right now, a two-party system, and we cannot continue wasting our vote on insanity that keeps going backwards. God will never honor voting for the least of two evils. We've got to turn around this moral decay. If we do, we'll turn around our country. Thank you.